Hello, and welcome to another Sporty's Flight Sim review video. Today we're going to talk about the extensive aircraft options we've got in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. There's 4 different versions of the program you can purchase, and each additional version is in essence more aircraft and more high detailed airports. But let's jump on in and look at some of the unique birds that are now at our disposal. All right, so where we are able to look at our catalog or fleet of aircraft, I should say, is if you go to the free flight tile, and here we have our flight planning page. And as you'll see, we've got our typical Cessna 172 Skyhawk selected for the moment. Let's go ahead and start looking at other options. Now, we have some helpful categorization on the top bar. Right now, we're looking at all airplanes. We can look at helicopters, which I believe is a pretty exciting new portion of Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. I believe they had maybe 1 or 2 default helicopters that became available towards the end of 2020, or maybe I shouldn't say end because it's still running, within the last year for 2020. But this program really dives into using helicopters. There's training for helicopters. There's career mode for helicopters. You can get digitally, financially compensated for flying a helicopter. But either way, I think it's a new area of aviation that I'm personally excited to explore some more, and I think other users will enjoy. So we've got quite a few helicopter options here: the Robinson R66, Boeing CH-47D Chinook, the Bell Model 407, just to name a few. Some nice rotor aircraft we can go exploring. We also have gliders options. We have the lighter than air, a couple hot air balloons, and then I believe a blimp. And then we have the other, some eVTOLs are options also. If we want to get into the Archer or the Joby or the Jetson 1, we can go ahead and jump into those in the simulator and test those out. But majority of the time, or majority of the focus for me at least, is in airplanes. So here is our typical Cessna 172. You'll see as we are browsing the whole 125 aircraft we have at our disposal, there's a lot of unique ones. We've got Airbus, 321, 320, the 310, Air Tractor, Aero Elvira Optica, apologies if I mispronounced that, Airbus A400M, that's a unique looking bird, the Pitts, Beechcraft King Air, Boeing, and again, there are a lot of different aircraft to choose from here. We have Cirrus, the SR-22 Turbo, or the Vision Jet G2, the Jenny 4, the Curtiss Jenny 4 is in here. So it's not just current day, there's a lot of older aircraft in here also. We've got the A10, the Hercules from Hughes Aircraft, the Icon A5, P-51, Pilatus PC-12, Pilatus PC-24, just again, a lot of different aircraft we can enjoy and go fly. So let's jump into one of these. Let's just say the PC-24. I've selected that aircraft, so now when I go back to that home screen of planning the flight, that'll be my default. But something else we can do is we can configure that airplane to what we want to do for the day. So we'll go down to this configure option, and it's going to bring up the PC-24, and its default is air ambulance, but we also have the option of some seat configuration changes for VIP, for cargo loaded, for cargo empty. And just to show the differences, let's go into the VIP area, and you'll see some of the details change. What's also going to be different options, which won't apply very much to pilots when we're focused on what happens in the front of the aircraft, are liveries, or paint jobs, as we'll call them. You can change these also to different styles for your aircraft. Now, this may help if you're working on getting some great screenshots for the wallpaper on your desktop of your PC, but other than that, doesn't really offer too much applicability towards flying these aircraft, but it is something to show. It's worth having. We can also get into identification, tail number, call sign, flight number. This will all be helpful if you start using the simulator for communication practice, whether it's with Pilot Edge or VATSIM. Having your call sign, your tail number, flight number, those are all applicable when dealing with the digital ATC realm. And then we have our fuel and payload. We can change our fuel settings for the day's flight with just the drag of our cursor. And then we can also change our weight and balance and how it applies to the aircraft and how it's going to rotate and land and all of the above. So a lot of different things we can do here just for the PC-24. We can do that for all the aircraft in the program. We can save the settings we've just plugged in, save and go back from the selection page, and now our PC-24 is ready to take us from wherever we want to go to the destination. Let's see, Dallas, Fort Worth gives us quite the location range. We could take that all the way down to Key West and not have a problem. So there we go. We can jump in the PC-24 and be wheels up in a couple minutes. Either way, there's a lot of aircraft to choose from in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. If you buy the Aviator Edition like we have here, 125 to go exploring. That's definitely a lot more than anyone needs, but it is nice to have those opportunities and those options. So we're glad that Microsoft gave us this amount of aircraft to enjoy. We'll keep recording videos on ones we like, ones we don't like. And as always, we thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.